Just as I was growing up, my mom always told me, my mom always gave me a hint that my father wasn't my father, and she told me exactly who my father was. I was a kid, so I really can't go into further details because I was young at the time. But as I got older, as I got to 8, 9, 10, 11, and my mom continued to say the same name. It was never no other name.
Somewhere in September, he was in the parking lot with other people near where he's at living now. And out of all the cars there, his was the only one shot up. So we believe that was a nexus or a connection, I believe, between the case and what's going on, because it was around the time. In addition to that, we've had people come to my home in the past, driving on the grass. We have people knocking on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been through all of it, mostly around the filing time. So this is a bigger picture than this. We want to try to make a difference with the Pro Se Act or the Legal Abuse Act, bringing new legislation and trying to sit down at the table with the lawmakers to make a difference. In addition to the fact, because, like you said before, Mr. Carter might not never do anything, and I'm sure he probably won't, but it ain't about him. This is about the system allowing things to happen that were very agreed and put our lives at stake in some regards. So I just wanted to say that's what another reason why we were still going to the criminal stuff for the second time. This time, the prosecutor's office locally did get involved.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
With Diddy officially done for and counting down the days until he sees the inside of a jail cell, fans are turning their attention to other rumored industry deviants, including Diddy's longtime friend Jay-Z. And now, none other than Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite, has joined the conversation. Rymir is now hinting that the reason Jay-Z still refuses to take a DNA test to prove he's not the father is because Rymir's mother was allegedly below the age when she hooked up with Jay-Z. The internet is now pulling out receipts on Jay-Z's history of getting close to young women, and some seriously disturbing stuff is surfacing. But what do we know about Rymir's mother and her relationship with Jay-Z? Is it finally time we address how Jay-Z might be as problematic as his friend Diddy? Let's break it down.
I sat and talked to my mom like, Mom, this could kill us if we go out there, and how the world is. Most people probably wouldn't believe you.
We all know Jay-Z has 3 children with Beyonce, but did you know there's a 31-year-old man claiming to be Jay-Z's child too? For years, Rymir Satterthwaite has been trying to prove that Jay-Z is his father, but Jay has repeatedly refused to take a paternity test. Now what's making Jay-Z look suspect is the fact that he's spending more money on attorney fees than just taking the test. If he knows he's not the father, then why would he not just take the test and get it over with instead of spending a bunch of money on lawyers? Well, we're hearing that the main reason Jay has been dodging that test is because Rymir's mother was not of age when she had a short-lived fling with Jay-Z. To give you some context, back in 2015, the National Enquirer reported that Rymir Satterthwaite filed a paternity suit against Jay-Z. Court documents revealed that Rymir first sued Jay through his legal guardian in December 2014, claiming that back in the 90s, Jay-Z had an affair with Rymir's late mother, Wanda. However, according to Rymir's legal guardian, paralegal Lily Coley, Jay-Z and his lawyer Lise Fisher presented fraudulent and false information in court, and the case was eventually dismissed. Coley also claimed that Jay-Z lied to the court in order to avoid taking a paternity test. At the time, Rymir's paralegal told the press that Rymir was not after fame or money and said, "All this attention caught us off guard. We didn't expect someone to leak it to the press. We weren't expecting this." And though Jay-Z has been successfully dodging the DNA test for years, Rymir never gave up on his fight to prove Jay is his father. In 2018, The Sun reported that Rymir filed new court documents, accusing Jay of using his fame and wealth to avoid taking a paternity test for more than 8 years. But Rymir's request for a paternity test kept getting dismissed because the judge was reportedly led to believe that his real father had been found. However, The Sun Online later obtained Rymir's birth certificate, which showed no father listed. The court documents also showed that some members of Rymir's legal team secretly colluded with Jay-Z's lawyers, which made the whole process even more complicated implicated. Rymir then gave an exclusive interview to Sun Online, claiming that he has been denied the right to have a fair hearing in court because of legal mistakes and malpractice. "I don't want money or anything like that from Jay-Z," Rymir said. "I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. Jay-Z is supposed to be a positive role model for our community. He stands there screaming, 'Black Lives Matter.' We'll tell the truth and take responsibility," Rymir said, adding, "And if you say I'm not your son and nothing ever happened with my mom, then just take the test." Rymir also told The Sun that his mom, Wanda, first told him that Jay-Z was his father when he was around 8 years old. Wanda claimed that she hooked up with Jay-Z in 1992 at Jay's aunt's apartment in the Brooklyn projects. Wanda and Jay-Z allegedly used protection, but it failed. And Wanda said that she never saw Jay again and didn't know how to reach him. According to The Sun, Wanda's live-in boyfriend, Robert Graves, was originally listed on Rymir's birth certificate. However, Graves was legally removed in 2011 after a DNA test proved he was not the father. In 2010, Wanda's godmother, Lily, was given custody of Rymir after Wanda got sick, and Lily told The Sun that she also believes Jay-Z is Rymir's father. But here's where it gets sketchy. According to Lily, Wanda was only 16 when met Jay-Z, and she fell pregnant shortly after. But that's not all. According to Rymir's lawsuit filed in Philadelphia in 2018, Jay-Z's lawyer made Wanda sign legal papers while she was in hospital recovering from a medicated coma, which replaced Lily's name on the petition, without consent and for nefarious reasons. This led to the case being thrown out of the Philadelphia court, and Rymir's family says they never saw so much corruption or experienced so much hurt. "Honestly, I believe anybody else in this world would have had to take the test," Rymir said. As for Jay-Z, he has never publicly addressed Rymir's claims, and though multiple media outlets have reached out time and time again to Jay's legal team, they never received a response. However, this whole story just took a disturbing turn because Rymir and his paralegal and godmother, Lily Coley, recently appeared on the Hip Hop News Uncensored podcast and revealed Rymir was shot after filing charges against Jay-Z.
Rymir was shot at somewhere in September. He was in a parking lot with other people near where he's at living now. And out of all the cars there, his was the only one shot up. So we believe that was a nexus or a connection, I believe, between the case and what's going on, because it was around the time.
Coley also said that strangers would show up at her doorstep and try to intimidate her right around the time Rymir filed his lawsuit.
In addition to that, we've had people come to my home in the past, driving on the grass. We have people knocking on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been through all of it, mostly around the filing time.
Coley then went on to say this case is much bigger than Jay-Z because she's trying to make a change and bring in new legislation that would prevent the rich and the powerful from misusing the legal system.
We want to try to make a difference with the Pro Se Act or the Legal Abuse Act, bringing new legislation and trying to sit down at the table with the lawmakers to make a difference. In addition to the fact, because, like you said before, Mr. Carter might not never do anything, and I'm sure he probably won't, but it ain't about him. This is about the system allowing things to happen that were very agreed and put our lives at stake in some regards. So I just wanted to say that's what another reason why we were still going to the criminal stuff for the second time. This time the prosecutor's office locally did get involved, but everything is slow moving and things are happening, and it's corruption going on.
Coley also explained that in New Jersey, where Rymir lives, the law is clear on what happens if somebody refuses to take a paternity test.
The law says in New Jersey that if the person who resists to take the test is presumed the father. That's what the law says. Here in New Jersey, anybody who don't want to do it and go away from doing it or prevents from doing it is presumed the father. So right now, he's presumed the father. He's not even alleged.
But now we're hearing that the real reason Jay-Z is doing all this to silence Rymir is because of Rymir's mother's age at the time she had a relationship with Jay-Z. And fans are now saying it's high time we look into Jay-Z's long track record of messing with young women. Jay was allegedly involved with Foxy Brown when she was just 14, and he also met Beyonce when she was 16 and he was 28. There have also been rumors circulating for years that Jay-Z was involved in Aaliyah's death because she rejected his advances. We know that Jay-Z was very close with R. Kelly, and according to Aaliyah's ex Dame Dash, even after Jay found out about what Kelly did to Aaliyah, he refused to cut ties with him.
But then years later, they tried to do the tour.
The best of both.
Yeah, but it still didn't work out. But you notice I wasn't a part of any of that, and the karma happens. But the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same.
Jay-Z reportedly tried very hard to get with Aaliyah. However, she wasn't interested in him like that. Aaliyah liked Dame, so Jay allegedly decided Beyonce should take Aaliyah's place. Around this time, Jay-Z also started feuding with Dame, and it all culminated in 2001 when Aaliyah tragically passed away in a plane crash in the Bahamas. That same year, Jay and Beyonce made their relationship public, and less than a year later, Jay-Z released his joint album with R. Kelly, Best of Both Worlds. Now, after R. Kelly's crimes were exposed, Jay-Z's PR team allegedly worked hard to bury all traces of their friendship. However, people who were there to witness all this, like Jaguar Wright, refused to be silenced. Jaguar claimed that Jay-Z was jealous that Aaliyah picked Dame Dash, and keep in mind that Jaguar appeared as a background singer on Jay-Z's MTV Unplugged in 2001, the same year Aaliyah died and when Jay-Z was recording Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly, so she must have witnessed a lot.
By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your now, that bullshit record. From the Austin Powers, some of the worst ever. They were having a hard time taking her solo. And then Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and your love got me thinking so crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page 6. Aaliyah didn't. She fell in love with Dame.
Around this time, Jay-Z also started hanging out and doing business with Diddy, and they stayed friends for decades. That is, until Cassie filed that lawsuit against Diddy last November, and suddenly, Jay started acting like he never knew Diddy. And according to Jaguar, the only reason Jay-Z is in hiding now is because he's an even worse monster than Diddy.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
This and lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
As for fans, they're convinced Jay-Z has been dodging that paternity test because his alleged son's mother was below the age, and a lot of folks are saying it's only a matter of time until Jay-Z gets exposed like his former besties, R. Kelly and Diddy. One fan said, he refuses to take the DNA because the mother was a minor. Jay-Z has a history with young women, but nobody wants to talk about that. And someone else added, not gonna lie, part of me thinks the reason Beyonce released Cowboy Carter now is because it will cover Jay-Z from being suspected of some Diddy type of stuff. But what's your take on Rymir's story? Do you think Jay-Z is dodging the DNA test because it could reveal some uncomfortable truths about him messing with young women? Drop your comments below and then check out this next video.